It's that time of the week where 49ers Kyle Shanahan meets with local media to discuss the upcoming practice updates for the divisional round playoff against the Packers. 49ers start practicing today as they get prepared for a Saturday game, and they have some good news, and there are some guys who aren't practicing, but there'll be more on that in just a second. Fun little thing to come out of the press conference was Kyle Shanahan saying that the 49ers staff, and himself included, began preparing for the Packers midway through the second quarter in that wild card matchup against the Cowboys. It was that far in hand. Now, he did say there was kind of a late touchdown there in the second quarter, and they're like, all right, maybe we'll look at a couple things from the Cowboys, but through the third quarter, he's like, all right, it's a wrap. We're preparing for the Packers. So that's how much in hand that game was, that the 49ers staff started preparing for the Packers midway through that particular game. But you're here for updates. So let's get into some of the good and maybe not so good and things that we'll have to monitor throughout this week. But let's start with 49ers Arik Armstead. We know Arik Armstead had missed multiple weeks with a knee and kind of foot issue, and he could have played in that game against the Rams if required. Took it really light last week, and he gets a limited participation today. So he is on track for absolutely playing in this game, and Arik Armstead has been missed. Really looking forward to getting him back. Another guy that the 49ers could potentially get back is safety George Odom. He has the opportunity to have his window opened officially and come off IR tomorrow. The 49ers would have to make a roster move by releasing or waiving another player to be able to bring George Odom back, but we'll see. We'll see what happens and what goes down, but I would expect George Odom comes off IR tomorrow. He as well got a limited practice today. Let's get into the really good news. Christian McCaffrey. He was a full participant today in practice. So as we know, him kind of being out last week in practice and the week prior against the Rams was more precautionary than anything else. So now the San Francisco 49ers get prepared for the Packers with a very fresh Christian McCaffrey. You talk about fresh legs. I don't know if there's anyone who needed it more on the San Francisco 49ers than Christian McCaffrey, a guy who went for over 2,000 scrimmage yards this season. I think he needed some rest, and he got it. And so that's one of the biggest things that I'm really looking forward to this week is a fresh Christian McCaffrey in the Packers. And it sounds like it's going to be a rainy, wet, soggy matchup down there in Santa Clara. Sounds like it's like 80-90% chance of rain, and heavy rain at that. So there could be a 90% chance. Heavy Christian McCaffrey usage. Keep that ball on the ground. Put it in CMC's hand and let him cook. Maybe we'll see a performance reminiscent of Raheem Mostert's 4-touchdown, 220-yard performance against the Packers in the NFC Championship game. That also happened at Levi's Stadium. It was overcast that game, but it wasn't raining. So we'll see what the conditions look like in this game. That will be one thing that we monitor throughout the week. Let's get to the players who didn't practice today. And again, this one popped out for us last week, but Dre Greenlaw didn't practice again today. He is dealing with Achilles tendonitis. Apparently, I think from what Kyle Shanahan said that Dre went yesterday or sometime recently, and they're just being careful with him. But it does sound like Dre Greenlaw will return to practice tomorrow. So I would say that Dre is trending towards playing and being available for this game, especially if he practices tomorrow. But this will definitely be something that we keep our eye on. Logan Ryan, safety who's had to fill in for Jair Brown and Tayshaun Gibson, he didn't practice today. So that will be one that we continue to watch for. And Cleveland Farrell didn't practice today. That one's not a surprise. As we do know, Cleveland has been dealing with a bit of a knee, so that will be something that just has to work itself out in its own time. I would imagine Cleveland Farrell misses this game against the Packers, but we'll see. We'll see if he can return at any point, maybe in the NFC Championship game or for the Super Bowl if the San Francisco 49ers make it all the way there. So that is your practice update. Again, not as severe as it has been in weeks past because, man, you get that bye week. You get that kind of rest week at the final game against the Rams. Allows these guys to get healthy, get right, and they're on the right track. Let me know what you guys think about all these updates. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.